Okay, so let's jump in. Yeah, Rob, I'm gonna start with yourself, and I suppose the first topic area I'd like to cover today deals with how best to support partners with the renewals pipeline. So, Rob, I'd love to kind of hear from you. So, can you share maybe a little about how you do this at Extreme? I suppose in your career, what have you seen as best practices? And as always, some of the challenges that you had to deal with
Yeah,
to overcome that. So, yeah,
yeah,
I'd love to hear
yep,
about that,
Ken,
Rob.
perfect. Yeah, I mean, the first and foremost, the biggest, and I'm going to put the challenge first because it's right as you said it, my head went exploded. You know, because we're a two-tier company, the question will always be, what are you presenting to who? So, are you presenting the data to the distributor? Are you presenting the data to the reseller? Are you actually talking to the end customer? So that's a 3x3 matrix that just makes it a little bit more complex from an OEM perspective. And I'll take, from an OEM perspective, I want to maximize my renewals everywhere I can. So from an Extreme perspective, what I've seen and what we've continued to do, it's a journey. We're still on a journey to make it even easier, but providing visibility 120 days in advance. Can we give our distributors the visibility? Can we give our resellers the visibility? Can we give the end customer notifications that say, hey, Mr. Customer, your renewal is due, whether that's maintenance or subscription. Now, some of the new things that have come with Extreme's technology. If you're using cloud management inside of Extreme and you're a customer, we have a countdown clock now in there when the customer logs in to manage their wireless network or they're switching. There's a notification that says, "Hey, Mr. Customer, your license is expiring in 90 days. Please reach out to your reseller. Reach out to your." We continue to find ways inside of our applications and outside of our applications. Again, it's about quality of the data, visibility, and giving enough runway to ensure, again, most OEMs, most SaaS companies, what's the goal? Maximize the renewal, but also do it in a timely fashion. So are we providing the right insights to the distributors? Some of our distributors today, we're using APIs. So we're just sending the data straight through an API to a distributor so they can ingest it into their portals. In some cases, we use, at the low end of our solution, we use basically an automated system that sends it through the whole process so that no one's touching it unless there's something wrong with the quote. Again, from my perspective and from Extremes, we're hitting the reseller consistently, we're hitting the distributor consistently, and we're notifying the end customer consistently as well to say, hey, there's an event happening. It may be in 90 days, it may be in 120 days. We've also gotten to sophistication of, Ken, some of our customers, you can send them a quote tomorrow and they can give you a PO the next day, like, oh, that's the greatest thing in the world. But we know most customers aren't like that. Most customers require time to process. So we also have to think of that. A lot of our government customers, where they want to go out to RFP, by law, they have to go out to bid or tender. Great. We may have to give them a quote further than 120 days in advance. We have to be 5-6 months in advance. So we're slowly learning those things as we enable my own sales team to work with partners, distributors, and end customers to give that visibility. But it's a constant pull and push. And we leverage channel mechanics a lot in terms of our giving partners visibility to their renewals, their renewal rates. They can see what's coming. But the next evolution of that for me is making it more interactive, making it intuitive, providing even more capabilities to our resellers and distributors and our end customers to act in a self-service manner. Our chief product officer always talks about, hey, we're a B2B company. We're selling to other businesses, but we need to act like a B2C. So if you think you have your cell phone and you want to pay a bill, you click on the app and you pay it. Well, Extreme wants to have that capability so that the business is feeling like a consumer experience. So that's kind of some of the things that we're looking at today.
That's great, Rob. And yeah, no, there's a lot to unpack there. So thanks for sharing, Rob. Mike, Sinead, anything you'd like to add to that same question, I suppose, to both of you? How do you best support partners in ensuring that they do those renewals?
Well, I would just, yeah, thanks, Mike. Yeah, I would just back what Rob was saying there, you know, about communication with your disties, with your partners, making sure everybody's aware what's going on. Also, you know, if you're communicating directly to the customer, you know, if there's a pop-up coming in the software, the countdown clock, as Rob was saying, so that the partner and the distie are aware that that is happening. So there's, you know, full transparency, and then if the customer is getting a message to say contact your reseller, that they know who their reseller is, that they've probably already heard from their reseller, and you know, with the portal, that the resellers can log in, see, okay, this is due in so many days, I need to contact these end users. So it's all happening seamlessly and at the same time, and that there's, you know, open and full transparency between the vendor, the distie, and the partner, and that nobody's caught unawares that this renewal is due.
That's great, Sinead. And Mike?
Yeah, I kind of echo the comments so far. I mean, I think the way Ribbon would approach this, or does approach this, is that, you know, the partner's renewal is our renewal, right? So we're going to do all the things that we need to do to make sure that we get our renewal, because as Rob said, you know, obviously our goal is to maximize our revenue, but it's also to help, you know, maximize the partner's revenue as well. So it's really important for us to engage our partners early, and in multiple ways, right? So I would say, you know, we're engaging them with kind of the overall pipeline view proactively. Here's what's coming up in the pipeline. Here's what you got. Here's the things we can start thinking about. We're also engaging them on an opportunity by opportunity basis as well, right? We're proactively saying the renewal quotes, which you know, I guess seems intuitive, but you know, I think sometimes companies don't do that, right? So we're not waiting for our partners to request renewal quotes. We're providing the renewal quotes. As Rob said, we're closer to 90 days on our quote delivery, but we do 120 out for, you know, what I'll say are larger, more complex renewals. Anything where we know we're going to have troubles, or have to go through a back and forth on the IB or life cycle of products, or anything that can kind of complicate that renewal process. You know, we're going to get started a little bit earlier on those. So we'll go out to about 120 days for that. You know, we work to try to create a regular cadence with particularly our key partners and distributors. So again, rather than, you know, kind of sporadically working with those partners, you know, when they've got something coming up, we're having regular weekly, bi-weekly, monthly reviews with them to kind of review what's coming up, make sure they've got everything they have, get updates on what's out there already, right? So we're working with them in multiple ways. Some of it's automated, some of it's regularly scheduled, and then some of it is just on an ad hoc, per opportunity basis to kind of drive those things through. But it does require, you know, I'm going to say constant attention, and you really have to think about each distributor or each partner as being the unique distributor and partner they are, right? Because what works for one doesn't necessarily work for the other, in my experience, right? You have to sort of tailor your approach with each, and give each one what they need, meet them where they're at.
Okay, no, that's super, Mike. Yeah. So I'll move on, but I suppose in summary there, it's providing visibility to the partners through to the end customer, doing it in a timely fashion, and really it's your job as a vendor to make sure you do that. It is ultimately your revenue, albeit through partners. So I think people need to really kind of treat it as their own, not just expect partners to do it.